Toby van Zyl, CEO of Moneysmart. Welcome to Tech at Work. Firstly, can you give us a bit of background behind Moneysmart?
All right. Denham, I grew up in the financial services industry. Ever since I was 13, I was working in my dad's life insurance practice, and it was his life's work that he wanted me to pursue, to take over one day. So he's walked a long path with all of his clientele, and since when I was probably 16 or 18, ADSL came into the country, and Christo Darfel and started 2020 Bank, and that was all inspiring to see that there's somebody really, doing something unique in the financial services space. So I've always told my father, I'm going to be, involved in financial services, but I will be doing it much bigger. So I met my partner and my business partner, Zulfik Isaacs, who's an astounding entrepreneur already in the IT services market, and he basically saw the opportunity to walk the path with me. So for 3 years, we were refining the concept. We were strategizing it, we were investigating the markets, we were talking to the corporates, and then the real journey started, raising capital.
Toby, how does this system actually work?
All right, so Moneysmart is a personal finance management platform. It empowers a user with services, tools, education, and products to elevate his financial intelligence, to give him confidence in managing his own financial lifestyle. Right. So you can go onto moneysmart.co.za, you can open up a profile, and there you'd be able to set up a budget. A user sets up a budget by giving us his planned income and setting up his planned expenses. He aggregates his bank account information into a transactions table, and from there on, the technology would then automatically categorize each of his transactions into a budgeted category. For example, if you shopped at Pick n Pay, it would take your bank statement, which is XYZ05 PMP, and it would automatically say Pick n Pay, and it would be positioned in groceries. And what that allows a user to do is he can actually measure his real expenses versus his planned expenses. And what that does is it identifies the opportunity to save money or to add more value to his life. Moneysmart makes intelligent recommendations by profiling products to a user's needs. We also have a community that is accredited by financial planners out there and lifestyle advisors. So our users can engage with them if they have any inquiries or any questions about better financial planning, or if they have any recommendations or they want to make suggestions, they can engage with our astute experts.
Why do you think there's such a need for this service?
Number one is the half of our nation is creditly impaired. I don't think it's purely because they didn't understand what credit means. I think they weren't properly educated by the institutions who gave them the credit. Secondly, the root starts with the origin. So you get educated to go work, right? And with your work, you earn an income. Academically, people aren't informed about how money works in the real life. So doesn't make sense for you to go study for 4 years, get a degree, and then be enslaved to debt, right? And it just doesn't make sense. So I think if we can integrate financial planning or personal financial management into the social or the educational system, I think that can contribute a lot to the growth of South Africans.
Obviously, when dealing with people's bank details, security issues will be raised. How secure will the consumer's banking details be?
Well, it is most definitely probably one of the most heated questions is around consumer security. So we've taken all the necessary steps in terms of compliance. So we've applied for FSB license. We have gone through POPI accreditation, the PCI Act compliance. We have investigated all of the Consumer Protection Act compliance and have applied it into our business. We've got a great legal team advising us on all the needs to make sure that our customers are being that their information is safe. On the other hand, we're also credited with 3 security certificates, such as VeriSign, who's issued us with the highest degree of security encryption, 2048. On McAfee, they've ensured that we've got a certificate where there's no virus or malware that can spy on people's data, and TrustE guarantees the end user that none of his information will be shared or sold on the black market.
You mentioned the service is for free. How do you create revenue?
I like to be very transparent about that, actually. Making it free and doing a lot of cool stuff, online in terms of finance, We make our money by profiling products to users' needs, right? So for example, on your electricity category, which you've budgeted for, right? The business intelligence engine would know that you are in need to buy more electricity, or you've budgeted for, say, example, 1,000. It would then serve a contextual application that is profiled to your category and tell you, you need to install this application to your profile, through which you would be able to manage the utility and balance of your electricity, right, in conjunction with your spend. And when you transact through this, we get a kickback from the electricity supplier.